Hi, I'm Sheree Coulter, here with this week's Life and Liberty Brief from the Danbury Institute. 6 quick headlines to know from this week. First, we take a look in South Carolina. Legislators there have approved a ban on sex change surgeries and treatments for minors. The governor is expected to sign the Help Not Harm bill into law. The National Catholic Register also reported that this measure bars schools from keeping information from parents about their children's perception of their own gender. With this bill, South Carolina joins 24 other states who have passed similar legislation to protect children. These are really big wins. In the same vein, we saw this week where the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, which is considered to be a leading authority in the field of gender medicine, is much more concerned about the effects of transgender treatment on children and young adults than it admits publicly. Footage obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation found that leaders from this influential group, quote, acknowledged pushing experimental medical interventions that can have devastating and irreversible complications. This is, of course, extremely concerning because young people are seemingly being targeted for these procedures at a faster rate than ever before. This article from the Daily Caller notes that Planned Parenthood saw a 125% increase in transgender services it provided between 2020 and 2022. Simply looking at the explosion of pediatric gender clinics over the past 5 to 10 years reveals the same concerning result. Children are being targeted by this dangerous, destructive ideology. A bit of good news on the gender and sexuality front, though, and unsurprisingly, it comes from Florida. The Tampa Bay Times reported that the Skyway Bridge will no longer light up in LGBTQ pride colors this June, but will have patriotic red, white, and blue all summer. And not just in Tampa, but on bridges across the state. Well done, Florida. On a more somber note, 2 pro-life activists were sentenced to several years in prison this week for violating the FACE Act. Of course, this reveals major inconsistencies in the application of law since across the nation, there have been many instances where people have been violent and destructive, even rioting and harming police officers, and have been both released and not even charged in various cases. This case with Lauren Handy and John Henshaw intersects with the finding of what are now known as the DC-5. 5 apparently full-term babies attorneys say are likely victims of partial birth abortion or that they were even born and left to die, in the same clinic where Handy and Henshaw were attempting to block access and save the lives of babies. Neonatologist Dr. Kinder Kolb has called this the American horror story that we call choice on full display for all to see. Turning to Israel, which continues to be of high concern and interest in news headlines this week, All Israel News reports that American Christian leaders are calling for Sunday, May 19th, to be a day to pray for and stand with Israel. Among those leading this effort are Franklin Graham from the Samaritan's Purse, Michelle Bachman of the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast, Tony Perkins and the Family Research Council, and Dr. Jack Graham of Prestonwood Baptist Church. Lastly, we look to the illegal immigration crisis, which continues in the United States. This week, 148 House Democrats voted against deporting illegal immigrants who assault police officers. This comes as House Republicans are emphasizing support for law enforcement during National Police Week. The bill still passed, 265 to 148, with 54 Democrats voting with Republicans. You can read each of these articles in more depth through our Life and Liberty Brief, which you can receive by email each week or find on our website on the articles page. If you have not already, please subscribe to receive those updates and feel free to share them with your friends and family.